The Macadams bread molder is primarily used for molding standard white bread, but can also be used for molding hot dog rolls. In this video, we will be showing you the safe work procedures, operation and cleaning of the Macadams range of equipment. As with all bakery equipment, the correct safe work procedures must be followed at all times to minimize potential hazards and workplace injury. Knowing how to correctly inspect, operate, clean and maintain, and protect yourself while operating the bread molder is essential for your safety and the safety of other employees. Ensure you're wearing the correct personal protective equipment. Always make sure that the area around the bread molder is clear of any obstacles or hazards. Inspect the molder by checking that the electrical cable and plug are undamaged and in safe working order. Ensure that the emergency stop switch is active and that the machine is unplugged from the wall outlet. Now, check to see that there are no foreign objects in the chute and make sure that the safety guard next to the roller section is in place. If you identify any potential hazards during your inspection, do not use the molder and report your findings to your supervisor immediately. To operate the bread molder, set the chute and the roller dials. On the in-feed and out-feed rails, you will find guidelines. Set these guideline dials according to the width requirements of the product you are molding. Above the in-feed and out-feed, you will find pressure boards. These apply pressure to the dough and can be adjusted using the levers. For flatter, longer shaped bread, apply greater pressure, and for shorter, less flat bread, you will apply less pressure. Once you are satisfied that your settings are correct, you can deactivate the emergency stop switch. Plug the electrical cable in and switch the bread molder on. Ensure that you never put your hands into the chute when the molder is in operation. Also, do not adjust any of the settings while the machine is operating. Drop the dough into the in-feed chute. The dough travels through the top rollers, which flattens the dough, and then through the bottom rollers, which flattens it further, as per your settings. The dough will then drop onto a chain-like mechanism and rolls it up, and finally underneath a pressure board, which adds further firmness to the rolling process. This eliminates aeration within the dough pieces so that there are no air pockets in the bread when it is baked. After the dough is pressed, it is then released into a removable stainless steel catch tray. This is a 4-piece cutting attachment, which can only be used on the model bread molder. Follow these instructions when using the 4-piece cutter. Place the cutter at the outfeed in of the pressure board. Ensure the blades slide into the slots of the pressure board. Then lock the 4-piece cutter by turning the knobs attached to the machine. All other settings on the bread molder will be more or less the same as molding a standard loaf of bread, depending on the weight of the dough. Once the dough falls into the catch tray, it will have been cut in 3 places, creating the 4 pieces. Now turn the 4 individual dough pieces to a 90-degree angle in preparation of baking procedure. When you are finished with the operation, switch the bread molder off. Lastly, switch off the power at the mains and unplug the bread molder's electrical cable. Cleaning the bread molder is the next major step. Doing so daily is important preventative maintenance that ensures the proper operation of this machine. It is important to follow your company's prescribed cleaning schedule. To clean the outside, use a damp cloth that has been soaked in warm soapy water. And if necessary, clean the conveyor using a plastic scraper, ensuring that every piece of dough is removed. Clean the area around and under the bread molder. When you are sure that the bread molder has been thoroughly cleaned, sanitize the molder and allow to air dry. Finally, do an inspection of the bread molder, ensuring that it is in good working order. If there's any fault or damage, report it to your supervisor immediately. Always follow the correct safe work procedures to protect yourself and fellow bakery staff and customers at all times.